to connect.
No. Do you want to mute?
Okay,
No.
ladies, good evening. I hope you can all hear me okay.
Hi, Donna.
Thank you for joining us.
Hi.
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 So I think I've let everybody in that was in the waiting room. So I just wanted to say hi, ladies. I'm Zoe, for those that don't know me. So I'm also a fellow menopause sufferer. And I'm delighted to be delivering these calls on a monthly basis. So thanks for joining us this evening. Lovely to see you all. Tonight I was going to focus more on hot flushes. Obviously, it's a very common symptom that I'm sure most of you have probably had the privilege of having that symptom. Hands up who has suffered with hot flushes or is currently. Oh, lucky you. So I just wanted to sort of touch on though. Not yet. Oh, okay. You're jumping on a bit early. Yeah, so hot flushes are one of the most common symptoms, I would say. I mean, I talk to lots of ladies and it does seem to be a very common symptom. So this can, some may have, I don't know, one a day. They might be sort of one every hour throughout the day. They can continue into the night for the night sweats as well. So which can then cause disturbed sleep, leading to fatigue, obviously your mood. And these hot flushes can also cause stress and anxiety as well. But you also may experience your heart beating faster when having a hot flush, like a heart palpitation. Almost feel like your heart's going to jump out of your chest. And hot flushes occur due to a decline in your estrogen levels. So this is caused by the body's thermostat, basically, which is called a hypothalamus. I don't know if I've said that right. And this is the part of the brain that regulates the body temperature. So it senses that the body is warm and it starts a chain of events to cool down the body. So although your body feels hot during a flush, it's actually your brain that's telling your body to do this. So there is a number of ways that you can prevent or help prevent sort of hot flushes. So, I mean, diet. Hello, sorry, I'll just let another lady in. Hello, good evening. So diet, I mean, I hate to say it, but being overweight can mean, that you will experience more intense hot flushes. So sticking to an anti-inflammatory diet, sort of healthy fats, particular omega-3, fruits and vegetables. According to research, high levels of vitamins, minerals, fibre and antioxidants present in fruits and vegetables can also help reduce symptoms. So avoiding caffeine, alcohol, refined sugars and processed foods as well are definitely a good way to sort of avoid those hot flushes. So I mean, regulating your body temperature, even the smallest increase in core body temperature can trigger a hot flush. So keeping windows open, if you're at work or when you're asleep, if you can't have a window open, a lot of people will have a fan. Wearing layers of clothing that you can remove them when you feel a flush coming on. Having a cold drink as well when you feel a flush coming on. Like if you're on holiday, if you've got a nice cold drink, it's nice to sort of hold a nice cold glass with lots of ice, and that can help as well. And I know these are things that I've sort of done in the past when I was suffering with flushes. Quitting smoking, if we've got any smokers on here. I personally don't anymore. I mean, I'll tell you some funny stories actually of hot flushes. I mean, I've had a hot flush so bad that I've literally stripped off down to my underwear. I don't know if anyone can relate to that. And actually one of my friends, she said she was walking around Tesco's and she got so hot, she literally stripped off to her bra in Tesco's. So, it just goes to show how extreme they are. I mean, So just to give you sort of a bit of background on me and, you know, sort of, I suppose, why I've got an interest in menopause. So for me, I was suffering with the night sweats, the hot flushes. I wasn't sleeping. I had the achy joints, the weight gain, the moody, irritable, and generally not feeling great. So I didn't feel myself. My moods were very unpredictable, particularly at home. I could lose my temper and I could be in tears over something like somebody didn't put their cup in the dishwasher. I didn't like the way that I felt, angry most of the time and annoyed at everything that was happening around me. I felt very tired. I would go to bed feeling tired, then I wouldn't be able to get to sleep. And then when I did get to sleep, I'd wake up, want in the toilet, couldn't get back to sleep. And it was just a massive vicious circle. My aches and pains were just absolutely unbearable. You know, some days I would be popping paracetamol and ibuprofen. My neck in particular, I suffered with a stiff neck and I paid a lot of money to see a sports therapist regularly, which I thankfully haven't seen her for quite a while, for a few years. And at the time for me, HRT was in short supply, so it wasn't actually going to be offered to me, and that I was advised that I should go and source a natural product, and that's exactly what I did. I mean, we do a range of products and each product has contributed to improving my health, but the vegan omega capsules is something that really helped my menopause symptoms. Within 4 weeks, I noticed improvement. So I wasn't getting the hot flushes and the night sweats. I now literally get the odd one. I'm definitely sleeping better. I'm sort of sleeping generally throughout the night. My mood and my brain fog has improved, and my aches and pains have, you know, definitely improved. So, I mean, we have a product stories group which has over 4,000 testimonials of how our products have helped people with their health goals, including menopause. So if you're not already in there, then whoever invited you on the call, if you ask them and they can add you in there. I've put quite a lot of testimonials in there myself recently, particularly for my ladies that have been suffering with the menopause symptoms. And actually, my next bit, I'd like to introduce you to Zoe. Zoe was one of my customers that actually started on the Omegas herself, I think just over 4 months ago now. So Zoe, did you want to tell us a bit about your experience of menopause and how products have helped you? I know you take HRT as well, and that's helped you too. But yeah, over to you, Zoe.
Thank you very much, Zoe. So yeah, I started with peri symptoms about 4 years ago, but they sort of slowly crept up and I didn't realise what they were. So these included night sweats and but the night sweats were just horrendous. It was like you just dunked me in a swimming pool and put me on my bed, and I would be absolutely dripping to the point of changing the bed several times a night. So like you say, it affects your sleep. So I had extreme fatigue. I suffered with my mental health. Over a year it got increasingly worse, so I would end up, it would build up over 3 weeks, and then for 1 week I would have like severe depression, suicidal thoughts. It was like 3 weeks out of the 4. I would sit in my car for days at work, just sit in my car crying because I just couldn't see a way out. Suicidal, horrendous. Other things I had were my feet, my ankles were achy. So when I woke up in the morning, I'd get out of bed and I'd almost fall over. I wouldn't be able to bend my ankles. There was just no movement in the joint. I also had stiffness all down my spine, my shoulders. It was like it was fused. And I would scream out in pain. It was so painful just to move in the night. So again, waking up wet through, can't turn over, in pain, no sleep, brain fog, hair starting to thin. So I did lots of research. Davina came on the telly, which was a bit of a breakthrough for me, I'll be honest. I was just generally feeling old before my time. So I did lots of research. So supplements for my mental health symptoms, which they have helped. I'm also on, the doctor put me on an antidepressant, as they do. I'm weaning myself off that now because of other products that I'm taking. I also had the coil inserted 12 months ago, which helped with the period side of things, because I was having a period every 3 weeks, getting heavier. So that's helped with that. But none of those things, the magnesium and zinc and the coil, they didn't help with my night sweat. And doctor started on HRT about 7 months ago, and I saw immediate relief from that. I would say my night sweats reduced by about 60%. They were less often, less severe. They were still there, don't get me wrong, they were still there, but not as bad. I had itching, that has improved, but I still sometimes get a bit of itching. And my joints were slightly improved as well. Not amazingly improved, but a little bit improved. On social media, and I listened to all the anecdotal evidence that was given to me on these websites of these omega products that Zoe's talked about. I like omegas. I get what they do. I get how they work for us. I didn't want the ones with a fishy aftertaste, which these aren't. They're a vegan product as well. And I wanted as many different omegas as possible. So I thought to myself, like, do you know what? I'm just not going to get any worse. So I tried them. And then about 4 weeks later, Zoe texted me and said, oh, how are you doing? How are the night sweats? And I was like, oh, do you know what, actually? They've pretty much almost gone. And how are your aching joints? Yeah, I get up in the morning and I can walk to the bathroom. I'm not in pain. I don't have the pain down my neck and in my shoulders. I can turn over in bed. It's not 100% gone, don't get me wrong, but there's other... but the majority of my symptoms gone. So I was getting a good sleep. I could walk in the morning. Fatigue was much more improved. Yeah, and I felt like a 30-something again. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, what a difference a month makes. I've even started giving them to my husband. He was complaining of an achy knee, so I was like, oh, try these. And his knees, like, it's not the... Well, he's got a message for an x-ray this week, and he's going, I don't have pain. So it's like, all right, wow.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, like I say, there's a lot of anecdotal evidence out there. Omegas are great, even if you just take one or two, but this has it's got the whole package. And for me, I've seen a massive difference, to the point where I'm... can I talk a bit about the support you give as well, Zoe?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because a lot of people probably don't know on here that Zoe sort of, she joined the business like I'm in, of recommending the product. So yes, go ahead and talk about that, Zoe, about how, because you've quite recently joined, haven't you?
Yeah. So, I mean, the products have worked for me. I've seen that they've worked for others, and I know there's still a bit of a stigma. I don't care about stigmas. I'll talk about anything. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'll tell you about my mental health. I'll tell you about my menopause symptoms. I don't care. We're all in it together. 50% of the population are going to go through this. So let's talk about it. Zoe's given me support in as well, stone on in weight, just couldn't shift it. And so after Easter, Zoe put a message on this group we've got, and it was like, right, I've eaten too many Easter eggs. I'm gonna do a 10-day shred. Who's in it? And I was like, yeah, I'm in that. The first 10 days, I lost 9 pounds, and then I think that was 5 weeks ago, and in 5 weeks I've lost a stone. I've lost the stone that I put on. So I'm now also taking I'm taking the energy boost, the uplift sachet.
The uplift,
so I had friends, but I was swimming today, so I had one before I went swimming, and I absolutely smashed it. I've done like 60 lengths and could do some more, and I was tired before I went. So it's just like, and I've noticed that taking it pre-exercise, I'm just my stamina is amazing.
Brilliant.
So yeah,
Okay,
it's
that's
like
awesome.
what's your health worth? Yeah, yeah. So
Absolutely. Oh, I love
that's my
that, Zoe. Oh, that's brilliant. Thanks so much for sharing that. I'm so glad the Amigas have helped you. Hence why you've sort of, jumped on board really. But I just wanted to talk a little bit more about the Amigas themselves in general, because obviously there's a lot of Amigas out there on the market, and a lot of people ask, well, what is the difference? Why are ours so special? So as Zoe mentioned, ours do have a rare blend of all 5 Amigas. So they include 3, 5, 6, 7 and 9 fatty acids. And this bridges the gap with what we should eat and what we actually eat every day. And they're an all-natural product. And as Zoe has said, you can take them alongside HRT. So that's not an issue at all. So the dosage in the capsules, it contains a balanced mixture of carefully selected oils from vegetable sources, and they're processed minimally and encapsulated in a vegan capsule. So they are vegan, so they're not fishy, as Zoe stated. So when you taste them, there's no fishy taste. And so we go straight to the source that the fish feed on, which is the algae. Also, our capsules are bioavailable, which means that the body recognises this. They're not a synthetic product. So, they are natural. So your body recognises them. They go straight into your bloodstream and they are stored, which is why a lot of people won't see any improvements for maybe sort of 6 to 8 weeks, like in Zoe's case, in my case, 4 weeks. So, which is why we see so many great testimonials. A lot of synthetic products, you take that goodness in, but it doesn't stay in your body like these do. It doesn't go straight into your bloodstream. They also contain EPA and DHA, which contribute towards the maintenance of brain, eye and heart health as well. And where earlier I mentioned how the brain regulates our body temperature, it kind of makes sense how these Amigas can offer those improvements where night sweats and hot flushes are concerned. Because I always kind of thought, well, how can an Amiga product help something like that? Because at the end of the day, it's our sex hormone that's declining, our estrogen levels. But that kind of makes a lot of sense. And I think actually Davina touched on this in her latest documentary with the doctors that she spoke to that had been doing the research into that. So that's great. So I also just wanted to sort of touch on our other capsules as well, because again, I mentioned how important it is that our diet, can help reduce symptoms. So we do a fruit, a vegetable and a berry capsule. And actually, these contain 30 varieties of raw fruit, veg and berries. So in a sense, you're just eating those 30 different varieties of fruit and veg every single day. And again, I think if you get your gut health right, this can eliminate a lot of your symptoms. And again, they're bioavailable, so they go straight into your bloodstream, and they can offer lots of different lots of different improvements. They're packed with antioxidants. They're a natural anti-inflammatory, and they also help boost immune system as well. So I was going to suggest at the end as well, if there was any questions, we can do like a question and answer section. But I also just wanted to mention, obviously, that myself, I've become a distributor for these products, and obviously Zoe has herself recently as well. And I had such great results, and I wanted to go on and help others that were suffering like I was. And I've helped so many ladies, not just with menopause, but other areas of their health as well. So some ladies jump on board just to get a discount for their own products. But, if you wanted to earn an extra income as well, it's a great way of earning extra money just by helping people. I actually run my own recruitment company, and during the lockdown, it died and I ended up furloughing myself, and I was actually bored, which is why I started this business. and it was the best decision that I made, and I'm still here 2 years on. I love the team community. We have lots of fun doing this as well. So if it's something you think that you'd be interested in getting involved in, then, you know, please do contact the person that invited you on the call. So really I've sort of touched on everything tonight. So if there is anything you'd like to ask, I think we have still got 10 minutes. So I mean, if anybody wants to unmute themselves and ask any questions, please feel free. No, I think, have I covered everything? Okay, ladies. Well, it was lovely.
Hi.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Hi, I'm Nick. Zoe invited me on the call.
Hi,
Just a
Nick.
quick, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, fine.
Can you hear me? Great. Just a quick question about the reason why I've popped on is because I think very, very subtle changes which I can't kind of make out. I'm kind of between 44 and 45 and kind of reaching that point in my life where I want to feel ready. And I think the whole Davina thing and what have you in the like around the 50 mark. So they've kind of been going through it and experiencing. I'm seeing all that. I've seen it all at work and I'm seeing it around me and want to feel a bit more prepared. My mum's experience was actually she had very very few symptoms. So it'd be brilliant if that's the case for me. But it was just you mentioning it, Zoe, as in Zoe Howarth, that I just thought, you know, it's kind of I got a couple of friends who couldn't make it tonight, but they're really interested to kind of hear what was being talked about, because I think most people are just getting on how they can manage the symptoms, just kind of trying to get on with it. So just the question for me, I suppose, is kind of at what point do people kind of venture towards things like Amigas? Because Amigas have always been something that could be helped with lots of other things.
Yeah,
I'm just wondering at what people coming in at really early stages with really subtle like signs of moving towards menopause, or you tend to find people in the middle of it all desperate for something, or both?
I mean, to be honest, Nick, it can be
When looking at the product,
it can be anything really. I mean, it's a health product, it's a health supplement, so it was never made to, you know, it's not marketed as a product that says these are going to help with your menopause symptoms. It is to bridge the gap of, you know, with what you're not having in your diet every day. And I mean, even Zoe said, you know, that her husband's taking them for his knees.
yeah.
You know, and we have seen that there's been sort of regular testimonials, you know, that these can help with so many different things, you know, whether it's aches and pains, hormonal issues, sleep, you know, there's kind of like a list of things, and as I mentioned, it also contributes to eye, heart and brain health. So, you know, it's generally a good sort of health product to add, you know, add into your everyday sort of diet, if you like. I mean, Kelly, that's on our call, she's not at that stage yet, but Kelly's been on our Amigas, and you know, you've sort of noticed sort of different you know, different improvements, Kelly, haven't you? So I mean, I suppose really, you know, we do have ladies that come on that are desperate, you know, they'll try anything because they can't cope with these symptoms. Whereas people kind of want to get on top of those, I suppose, before they expand into something that they don't want to experience. So I suppose really it's down to the individual, really, Nick, you know, to decide really if it's something that they, you know, that they want to sort of jump on. I mean, I had a friend that started on them. She suffered all of her life with migraines, and she got on the Amigas for help with her menopause symptoms, and actually she realized that rather than having sort of 3 or 4 migraines a month, she's had 2 in the whole time that she's been on the Amigas in 9 months. So it, you know, again, that's a brain thing. So some people are taking them and are having these improvements that they weren't the actual reason that they got started on them for. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. Thank you. Thanks.
Can I interject? I mean, it was quite insidious. It sort of crept up on me, and I didn't realise until I was kind of at breaking point. And then I went to the doctors, and they just poo-pooed the thought of menopause and put me on antidepressants. But I knew that that wasn't right. And then, like I say, after Davina, I had the confidence to go back, and at the end of the day, you're missing a hormone and you need to replace that hormone. And if you can't replace it with HRT, there are other things. Came across it by accident, you know, and that's why I want to spread the word that there's loads of things out there that can help us. Don't wait until it gets bad. Don't wait. Don't do what I did. Don't wait. You know, go early. Start replacing that hormone that we're missing. Start taking omegas to help us with a whole host of health issues, and like Zoe says, bridging the gap. Take a multivitamin if you want. You know, just try. I would say try things. That's what I've done. I've tried things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, indeed. Kelly, you work out a lot and have help support with your joints, your hair, nails, and skin has improved as well too. Yeah, that's brilliant. I must admit, my skin is a lot less dry since I've been on omegas. Definitely, I'm not moisturising all over all the time like I used to. Yeah. And I've only just sort of realised that actually probably quite recently. Sometimes you don't realise these improvements until you start thinking, oh, I haven't rubbed up much cream on lately. So yeah, it's funny really how they
been over a couple of months, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So did anybody else have any questions?
I have one, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure, Amanda, far away.
I've just been signed off work with my mental health, having really bad mood, very, very low mood, depression, and really severe anxiety. I have been given the HRT patches, which I've been on for 3. But last weekend had a really severe low mood. The doctor's calling me tomorrow with a view to perhaps going on antidepressants as well, and I just wondered what everybody's thoughts were on that, because I don't really think I can hold out much longer without a change in my mental health, really, even though I am on HRT.
Oh, bless you, Amanda. Sorry to hear that. And it's another very common thing, isn't it, during the menopause? The anxiety and depression. And again, Amanda, I don't know whether you're in our product stories group, but we've had lots of ladies that have had great improvements with their mental health, whether it be anxiety, depression, mood, brain fog, that have got onto the omegas. In fact, actually, my daughter, she's 28, so she's not going through the menopause. And she was on antidepressants after she had my grandson, and I got her on the omegas, and within 4 weeks her anxiety levels massively improved, and she came off her antidepressant. So I mean, that's just one example, but we've had a lot of ladies that have got started on these omegas, and it's really helped them with their mental health. So I think for you, I mean, if you're in a situation where, you perhaps want to look at getting off antidepressants and improving your mental health, then I'd definitely recommend, the omegas, if that's something that, you're willing to consider.
Yeah,
I think as well, antidepressants, they take three weeks to get into your system. I'm really sorry to hear that you're going through that. It's really shit. I'm really sorry. I want to give you a massive hug because I know what it's like. It's just awful. Speak to your doctor. Have they done like the Lister test with you about how have you wanted to go out?
have they done what test? Sorry.
They give you like a questionnaire, and it says, I'm just trying to think of it because it's ages since I did one. It's saying, did you enjoy going out? have you found enjoyment in life? You know, things like that.
Yeah, I've done that before with counsellors, you know, like they do like a baseline questionnaire with you. But yeah, it was the menopause that was causing those symptoms, because I feel at the moment like you described how you felt.
Right.
And I'm just sort of edging my bets as to whether it's menopausal or is it actually depression, in which case I do need antidepressants. So
yeah, and do you know what, if you do, because again, you're replacing a hormone. You can always come off them again once you get stable, can't you? Like I've years, and I feel ready now with, I think because of HRT Amigas, I feel in a position to start reducing my dose, and I have been, and it's been going all right. But if you need them, you need them.
do you mind me asking what you were prescribed?
Yeah, sertraline. Yes. So I've always suffered with PMT, always really bad PMT. The years ago, the doctor put me on, but I couldn't tolerate that. And then a few years later, I went back, and the doctor's just not interested in PMT. Not interested. Oh, have some evening primrose oil, be all right. Yeah, no, that don't cut it. You know, when I'm running after my husband with knives wanting to stab him, and I'm not even joking. And then I went back and I'm like, no, this is not right. So they put me on citalopram, and I tolerated that really, really well. And then I switched that because I did some research, and it was saying depression. So my doctor put me on that, because I went and I said, oh, I've read this and this, and they went, right, let's do that. It was like, I'm telling you what to give me, you know. So forearmed is good. So I've been on sertraline 4 years. So I'm on a reducing dose now to get off it. Yeah, but do you know what? If I need to stay on it forever, I'll stay on it forever, because that's what's keeping me level, as well as the Amigas, as well as my magnesium and zinc. Do you know what I mean? I'll stay on it if it's going to keep me sane and not want to stab someone.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry. That's how it gets you feeling, doesn't it? Sorry, ladies, just to let you know, we've literally got 2 minutes left, and I think the call's going to end, because these Zoom calls cut you off now. So, you know, carry on, Amanda, if you've got any more questions. You know, we've still got a couple of minutes left.
Or feel free to text us, message us, and
Yeah, absolutely.
we'll chat to you that way, you know. But no, see you, doctor. Yeah, just take everything.
Bless you. Have you been signed off work? Have you been signed off work recently, Amanda, or is that a recent thing?
Yeah, 3 weeks ago.
Oh, 3 weeks, yeah. And how are you finding that not working? Has that been difficult for you?
Awful. I think that's part of my problem, is that I'm now sat at home, unable to do anything, which increases my anxiety, because I'm quite an active. Well, when I say active, I don't mean from an exercise point of view, from you know, from a work point of view. I'm a teacher, and I'm in charge of the mental health at my school.
Oh wow, right.
With students coming back, and they're all having suicidal thoughts, and it's just it's been too much. But sitting at home on my own, because I live on my own, is just unbearable. And that increases my anxiety, because I don't have anything to occupy myself.
I was just going to say, you know, have you got anybody there at home with you to support you? And that breaks my heart to think of you on your own. I'm a teacher as well, and I know what the is absolutely horrendous. So please feel free that, you know, to message. I don't know who invited you on this call, but please feel free to reach out or message anybody, you know, when you are feeling low. Or yes, I want to give you a big hug as well.
Thank you. Thanks, Kelly.
Can you get out for a walk? Do a bit of exercise?
Yeah, it's just weird because I'm a very independent person, and then when this happens to me, I can't do anything on my